Hi, I'm Deepak Jayaraman. I work as a coach to leaders and entrepreneurs and also curate a podcast titled Play to Potential. I got in touch with Shweta in the context of a book I started writing in summer of 2023. Based on the lessons from the podcast and my journey, I wanted to distill it into a book with the same title, Play to Potential. And it felt like a lonely journey. I hadn't done it before. It was my first time. And Shweta, given she's a coach and given she has a flair for writing and somebody who I trust and known for 20 plus years, I felt someone like her could add value. Right at the outset, I think it was really helpful to be challenged by Shweta on the why, who, and the what behind the book. You know, I started writing it, but I hadn't really fleshed out in my head why I was doing it. So Shweta asked me some tough questions and asked me to be clear about the why behind the book writing process, who the target segment was. Again, when I started writing, I was coming at it from a creator's perspective, but she in a way brought in the market view to say, you know, what are you trying to say and to whom? But I think the most important thing at that stage was really she pressure tested the concept of what. What do you mean by potential? And actually reflecting with her helped me clarify the essence of the book, which is really saying, how do I help people play to their full potential? So that provocation was very valuable. Along the way, we hit a point where I had to pivot and, in a way, re-architect the book. I really liked Shweta's style in the way she paused and gave me the space to come up with the answer rather than come in with her point of view. There were a few situations where I felt she had a point of view, but I could see that she was resisting. And through the journey, I really valued the fact that she wore different hats, right? Sometimes she was a cheerleader, sometimes she was a devil's advocate, sometimes she was a brainstorming buddy, sometimes she was backing my conviction. So I like the fact that she didn't take the coaching relationship too literally or too, by the book, but was fluid enough to adapt and add value as was appropriate. In these journeys, sometimes at the outset, you don't really know what to expect. Clients say that to me as well in the work I do. But I'm really glad I worked with Shweta because in a way, if not for her intervention, I'm not sure the book and even my growth would have been the same through this journey.